everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestlingGamer and ZFX-TV. I'm WB from the Boot Show. Got a few guys to introduce you guys to on this week's Monday Night Raw review. First off, the Studley man, Ashley, is here. Ashley, how you doing tonight?
Oh,
Listen up, the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which can be heard every Wednesday night on blogtalkradio.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio is here. It's the illuminous one, the shining star, Rick Star. Rick, how's it shining tonight?
I'm shining pretty good, Billy. Thanks for having me.
And the leader of Team Gooch, the master of disaster, is holding it in there. It's Mick37. Mick, how you doing?
Toilet annihilation time in T-minus 30.
Warning. Warning, Mick's review may be interrupted by the passing of Fandango.
Anyway, let's talk about Monday Night Raw for the week of April 1st, 2013. We open up the show with John Cena coming out to cut a promo for his upcoming match at WrestleMania. Only the fans over there in Washington, D.C. really didn't care for it too much, but I, for one, thought it was a very great promo. He's very passionate in this promo about how he's going to take the championship. He's not going to replace it, which means, thank God, the spinner belt will not be coming back. And he's going to take that title belt and defend it. He's going to have to make The Rock look at it, knowing that the belt that was designed for him will be defended by Cena, and that will be something very interesting. Now, for once, last year for Rock and Cena, I really didn't care for it too much, but this year, Rock and Cena 2, with the WWE Championship on the line, to me is actually a little bit more interesting and a lot more hype on it. And I thought it was a real nice touch for Cena to actually make note of the fact of the new WWE Championship design in that promo. So I thought it was a very nice touch, and man, he really got the crowd to hate him a little bit, like Cena was actually supposed to be heel. So you could tell that Cena was out there was playing the crowd just like he was supposed to. So I'm going to go ahead and give the opening a 4 out of 5 on that one. Rick, let's talk about the 6-man tag that was the opening matchup for Monday Night Raw this week, which saw Big Show, Randy Orton, and Sheamus taking on 3MB. Your thoughts?
Well, you know what? This was a squash match, but, for all intents and purposes, it was an extended squash match. What was really important after, we'll just say that, sorry, break it up there.
We're still here.
Sheamus got the win with the Brogue Kick, and that was the win. But of course, after who comes out is the Shield comes out to the crowd and says, the Shield hits, and it says the Hounds of Justice will make their way to the crowd, and it says, you guys don't know what's really gonna happen because you guys are really thinking you're all together. Think again. You really don't know what's going to happen. The world will believe in the Shield at come WrestleMania, and that's pretty much the segment. I really didn't, find this. I didn't really find the segment sell. It didn't sell the segment to me. So overall, I have to give it 3 out of 5.
Ash, do you agree with that?
Yeah. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 if I had to give it anything, just for JBL comparing 3MB to the Mean Street Posse at a karaoke concert.
Pretty much.
That's just all hail JBL. It was nice to have him on commentary this time because you could tell he was playing, well, he was taking the piss out of 3MB, but throughout the night he was the clear heel out of everything because, to quote Mr. Mark Henry, that's what he do.
Mick, up next we saw a very good, entertaining match between Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan. What were your thoughts on this match?
All hail the broken arms, and I have one more comment about 3MB.
Go ahead.
They remind me of one thing, and it's sex slaves.
Sex slaves?
How many wrestlers wear leather pants?
Oh, God.
You had to go there.
3MB, now endorsed by Miss Whiplash and S&M.
Yep. That
Hang on, S&M. Oh, they're going to be in the new China video.
Oh God. Anyway, Ziggler and Daniel Bryan, to me, yes, it was a very good match. A 4 out of 5. But I hope we see more out of Biggie Langston than just the Mark Henry run through and that finisher he does. I mean, because honestly, that's all we've really seen out of Biggie Langston is that. That's all we've seen.
But that's what he do.
And
That's what he do.
and Mick, your affectionate name for Mr. Biggie Langston is?
Big Langston?
Yeah.
Big erection.
Baby.
Yeah. Yeah, the big angry Gerber baby.
Yeah, the big angry Gerber baby.
Well, let's talk about this next promo. By the way, I'm going to give the match a 4 out of 5. The next promo, we had Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania, make his return to the WWE tonight to talk with Triple H about his upcoming matchup at WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar, where his career is on the line. He did make some references to saying that he thought that his situation was similar to that of Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels pointed out saying, no, it is not similar. The only similarity is your career is on the line. However, in my matchup, the guy that took me out actually respects me enough not to brag about the fact that he took me out. Brock Lesnar has no respect, which I honestly think is true, mind you. And that Brock Lesnar has no respect for the business, which, again, I think is true. And all that Brock Lesnar wants to do is fight. So they start talking about it. Then Lesnar comes out, and Paul Heyman, they start to cut another promo about how Triple H is going to disappoint his fans. He's going to disappoint his father-in-law because he won't be there to fight his battles anymore, and then so on and so forth. So, again, more build-up and more hype for the matchup with Triple H and Brock Lesnar. Mick, you had a particular gripe about Brock Lesnar doing this matchup with Triple H?
He better not do the same thing he did last time, because honestly, it's okay to bring some MMA into wrestling, but when you do nothing but it in wrestling, it makes it boring.
I'm going to go 4 out of 5 on the promo. It was a great job. It was good to see Shawn Michaels back. And again, Paul Heyman has been the best thing in this feud between Triple H and Lesnar. I mean, we know Paul Heyman can't fight, but when it comes to mic skills and cutting a promo, as a manager, there's nobody better than Paul Heyman for the job to talk for Brock Lesnar, because Lesnar, for all intents and purposes, Ash, cannot talk worth a damn.
Can you see me now?
I mean, since Brock Lesnar's come back, has he ever said more than 2 words?
No.
I didn't think so.
He said, I quit.
And that's a good thing.
Be hungry.
4 out of 5. Well, Rick,
China.
well, Rick, up next we had the Intercontinental Champion Wade Barrett taking on Zack Ryder with The Miz on commentary. Talk about it.
Well, of course, Miz was there to pretty much give Miz. I'm sorry, not give Wade Barrett just pretty much a hard time and just kind of take the piss out of him. This was just another squash match. I think the only thing that really gave Zack a little bit, the edge was the Miz being at ringside. Eventually, of course, Wade Barrett did get the win with the bull hammer, and that was it. This match only lasted like maybe 4 minutes at best. After the match, Miz and Barrett did a little bit of a stare-off, but that was about it. That was about it. Nothing special to this match. Nothing to it. I'll have to give about maybe 3 minutes. A 3 minute. So
3 minutes, 3 out of 5.
Yeah, 3 out of 5. Nothing special.
Mick, I want to ask you a question. Well, Ash, can I ask you this question first? If they would have had Zack Ryder go over on Wade Barrett in this match, would it make the Intercontinental title look really bad?
It already looks bad, the fact that it's been stuck on the pre-show. With
Well-
the greatest of respect.
Yeah.
Okay, they have to do something on the pre-show in order to try and get people to watch it, otherwise YouTube would be dead. Nobody would ever use YouTube for anything.
Yeah, and the fact that that's becoming the pre-show as opposed to the ton of funk is not getting the ton. That doesn't say much.
Ton of what?
The ton of fun, the Funkadactyls or whatever they are. No.
The tons of Terry Funk.
The tons of Terry Funk. Yeah.
My eye! My eye! No, what I was going to say is, it's an age-old question. How many wrestlers does it take to inspect an arena ceiling?
How many?
Kali.
Zack Ryder.
Oh god. Oh, anyway, backstage, Vicky Guerrero's talking with Brad Maddox, and Santino Marella comes in and says that Vince McMahon is there, and he said he was very angry. In fact, the mood he was in, it sounded like somebody was going to get fired, and Vicky Guerrero and Brad Maddox starts worrying about it. And Santino Marella comes in and says, "April Fools, haha, I played a joke on you." So Vicky Guerrero and Brad Maddox saying, "You know what, you got to match up next, and the only one's going to look like a fool is you." And I think the only bright thing about this is that Brad Maddox didn't screw up tremendously bad in the promo back there, even though there was a little bit of. Go ahead, Ash.
Technically, Santino is a fool because April Fools is only supposed to be around until midday.
Yeah.
If you fool somebody after midday, then they are the fool anyway.
So in the upcoming matchup, we had Santino Marella and Mark Henry, and this is basically even shorter than the Wade Barrett and Zack Ryder match. I mean, what did we really see? Mark Henry grabbed the
This is Mark Henry venting out his anger over Bioshock Infinite.
Not anger, hunger.
Oh,
Oh God.
Yeah, and basically
Garlic bread.
And then then after the matchup is over, Ryback comes out and says, "You know what? You cannot violate the no contact clause. I know you're angry, but this is not the time or the place. The time and the place will be at WrestleMania." So
and then Mark Henry got violated by Santino Marella.
Courtesy of Ryback. Ryback had picked him up and used him as a battering ram and knocked Mark Henry out of the ring. And then Ryback picked up Marella again, used him as a lawn dart, and shot him onto Mark Henry. And he kept saying, "You know what? I didn't touch him. I didn't touch him." And technically, he's right. He didn't touch him. It was Santino Marella.
Apparently, Billy will let the fact that Mark Henry got violated by Santino stand.
Yeah, nothing was said after that.
Because I was trying to move on from it. I didn't want to.
Ladies and gentlemen, Exhibit B to the jury, Sean Waltman.
Oh, God. You know, just for that gets a 2 out of 5. Up next, for some reason, we had Zeb Coulter and Alberto Del Rio, Mick.
Oh God, is there something I need to say?
You're thinking too much about X-Pac for some reason.
Well,
I
think he just has to run to the toilet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, want me to pass it to Ash so you can go ahead and take a Sean Waltman?
I think he's already gone.
Yeah. Well, Ash,
I wouldn't say pass to Sean Waltman because then it won't. Then you'll have to get medical attention to get it back in. I don't think we want that.
No.
Isn't it interesting? Normally you associate Divas matches with piss breaks, and apparently this match with Zeb Coulter and Alberto Del Rio is a shit break. But yeah, this match lasted 30 seconds because Swagger attacked Ricardo at ringside. Ricardo was going for a crutch, only for Zeb to grab the crutch. And then Del Rio attacked Swagger. And then Coulter decided to swing the stick at Del Rio, causing a DQ. And then after 2 more swings, the thing had broken. And then a mysterious second one turned up. I think he might have had 2 crutches, but this could be like one of these Indiana Jones things. Where the hell did the second crutch come from? I don't know. But then they started beating the crap of Del Rio. I think Billy was the only one to spot it because I think he was desperately looking for it. But
no, I was not.
Apparently, Zeb Coulter was spanking Del Rio with. You see, we can't really call it a bloody. We can't really call it a crutch because what it did look like was a tuning fork. It looked like it was the bottom of the crutch that looked like a tuning fork. Yeah. Let's see what tune this is in. Ah! Oh, E flat. Yeah. And then Jack Swagger just got on his on his front, lying on the mat at Del Rio, saying, "Welcome to Jack Swagger's America. Population Minus 72.
Is that your official score as well?
No, because it deserves a 3. Mainly because this was the best out of all the promos. It's a shame they left it to 6 days before for me to actually care about this match. You know, if you look back at this match, although it won't last 18 seconds like Sheamus and Daniel Bryan did, I cared much more about that match than I ever did for this match. And from what I've heard, the crowd don't give a crap either.
Rick, up next we have The Rock's rebuttal promo to John Cena for their upcoming match, the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. What were your thoughts and reactions to what The Rock said in this promo?
Oh, hold on. I just came back from taking a shit. So, yeah. Oh, well, that's pretty much what I was thinking about. But, you know.
Hey, come on.
Well,
just because you saw the advert for Rock's own bloody WWE app game for free. Don't shit on it. It's free.
Oh, God.
well, hey, you know.
People have to pay for Angry Birds. That's the most ignorant thing.
Well, you know what? You get what you pay for. You know what I mean?
Oh, Lord.
Shit. Anyway,
I paid $60 for that Walking Dead video game.
And basically, The Rock comes out and he talks, and the fans are just popping like crazy, and this and that. And he talks about the connection to the to all the WWE universe, and he says, "See, this is why I'm the WWE champion, and this Sunday why he's gonna win because he's the how the fans connect with him, and the John Cena just is doesn't the fans don't connect with him and." He did all his usual spiel. And he mentions how Cena came out The Rock, and it said the last year, what happened last year, The Rock got rock bottom. It doesn't change this year. He said there's no redemption, then there's no torch that will be passed. Rock will take that torch, roll it up into a big fireball Duraflame, and the bitch stick it straight up in Cena's candy ass. If you ask me, yeah, I thought it was an okay promo. For those, if you're a Rock fan, you probably thought it would be a 5.0. I'm just not a Rock fan, so I personally didn't care for it. So I'm stepping up to the plate, and I'll just give it a 3.0.
Up next up, we had Chris Jericho taking on Antonio Cesaro. One of the key things to note about this, it was something that I saw and Rick confirmed it with his DVR, is when we noticed Jericho's promo being lit up, that the very top portion of the pyro that went straight up actually caught the Fandango's little stage set, which was all the way above the normal set, and it nearly caught it on fire. I mean, I just looked at him like, "Oh Lord, they would have to stop the show if that thing would have set." But
tonight we are young. We're gonna set Fandango stage on fire. Taking it higher.
Oh Lord. And anyway, during the course of this matchup, Fandango did come out and actually started critiquing Jericho's moves. He had a scorecard and everything. And at one point, Jericho just had enough and knocked Fandango down and then put Cesaro in the Lion Tamer. Not the walls of Jericho, the Lion Tamer. Cesaro gave it up, and then as soon as that happened, Fandango stormed the ring, bull rushed Chris Jericho, knocked him down, and did 2 coup de grace, because we heard it last week, and I thought it was actually a good name for that guillotine leg drop off the top that Fandango does. And then he did it not once, but twice, and then again it's Fandango, and he needs to Fandango away. That's all I gotta say. But and fans still gave him the chant of "You can't wrestle, you can't wrestle." No, if I was Chris Jericho and I had to put over someone and who's just not getting over with the crowd, I wouldn't go with Fandango. I would have gone with somebody else to put over, somebody who can actually get over on the crowd. The crowd, the WWE Universe, as of late, just doesn't seem to be, latching onto that Fandango gimmick, whether they like it or hate it. They're just going, "You can't wrestle." Ash, would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I would agree with it wholeheartedly. Hashtag Johnny Curtis. Yeah, seriously, with the way this is going, I think we're looking for 4 words. Who writes this shit?
The matchup gets a 4 out of 5. The post-match activity with Fandango, it drops it to 3.5 out of 5.
7. Only people watching Dancing with the Stars might get that, which is about 2 people.
And the final matchup of the night, yes, you heard me right. The final
Your
match
main event.
featured the Funkadactyls, Naomi and Cameron, taking on Nikki and Brie Bella, who had obvious boob job work. And I think the appropriate person to talk about that would be one Mr. Rick Starr.
Well, this was actually a great tag team match, despite it being a diva match. Usually we call this piss break, but I have to say the Funkadactyls really did impress me. I don't know who they are. I don't know the names, so
Naomi and Cameron.
Thank you, but I don't know which ones are which. And the same thing with the Bella twins. I don't know which ones are which, so I'm just gonna say the Funkadactyl 1 and Funkadactyl 2. So whatever. But they did a lot of great ring work. However, the Bellas, they kind of were doing a lot of botches, if I'm not mistaken, weren't they, Billy?
Yes, they were. Especially a lot of the spots they were supposed to do outside. They were just messing it up. But Naomi, the first one in there, was very impressive. And Cameron was as well with those float over lariats and the crossbody. I mean, it was done really well.
Yeah, really excellent. A lot of excellent ring work. However, of course, the Bellas did get the win with the roll up. There was some, mix up. The Divas got pulled out, and it caused a little bit of confusion at the last minute. And the Bellas got the roll up for the win. 1, 2, 3. Bellas get the win. But it's still, for a Divas match, I have to give it 4 out of 5.
The finale of the show, they promoted all night long as fact that the Undertaker was going to eviscerate CM Punk. So Undertaker comes out and
Verbally.
verbally eviscerate CM Punk like I would verbally eviscerate a sandwich. Anyway, did I just say that? Anyway, Undertaker comes out, he starts cutting the promo, and then next thing you know, we hear the Druids music, and we see the Druids come out, and I think Ashley wants to talk about what happened next.
Oh, the Druids came out, and then all of a sudden the oh yeah that I did earlier on. Yeah, I'm not doing it again. I'm saving it. That happens, and then Paul Bearer is standing on the ramp with the and you can see it's somebody made up. At first, I thought it was Punk with a fat suit on, but as it was revealed, it turned out to be Heyman. And if you look very quickly, it bloody looked like him. That's the scary thing. It actually pretty much looked like him. That was just. But clearly, Undertaker knew what was going on. So he, unsurprisingly, started attacking the Druids. Because he knew that one of them was Punk. Turned out none of the 6 were him. None of the 6 or 8 that were there were actually him. And he just randomly appeared in a Druid's cloak. Perhaps he was away being straight edge or something. I don't know. But he then proceeded to beat the crap out of him with the urn. Leave him down on the ramp, and then he unscrewed the top of the urn and poured the ashes inside it all over Undertaker, and then proceeded to kind of take them and get the ashes and rub them over his chest and his arms and his beard. He didn't try and eat them, Billy.
No.
Well, that's the show up the air, so we don't know that.
My only problem is, does this mean that Punk is going to be in the next God of War game as a playable character for some bizarre reason?
You never know.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Punk's magical power. For once with this, I actually agree with Bret Hart, because he is just he's Facebooked or Twittered or something, saying I really like the Bellas match tonight, and the angle Punk did with Undertaker was brilliant. The spilled Paul Bearer ashes might seem in poor taste, but Paul would have absolutely loved it. And you know what? I think they everything would have been run by Paul Bearer's family.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have done anything without his blessing. And, you know, to me, this is more tasteful than the bloody burying in concrete.
Yes.
It's much more tasteful.
I gotta go 5 out of 5 for entertainment value and creativity. I mean, this was very well done.
Absolutely. I here. That's probably, you know, the best, you know, segment. And like I said, I've not been really too happy with the Undertaker coming, you know, back. And you know, I myself am not too happy with him coming back, and you know, him gonna be, you know, the fact that he could very well win this match, because you know, the chances of him winning WrestleMania is probably about 85 to 90% winning. So, but that segment was still 5 out of 5. So.
I think Mick 37 might be back after taking his Zeb Coulter. Mick, are you there? All right, I am wrong.
No, it just took a while.
Go ahead, Ash.
The way I'm looking at it is, this is arguably for me the first time since WrestleMania 25 where the streak looks to be at its most unreliable.
But that's what I think that's all they're trying.
That's the way they're pushing it, because with the way that Punk's just been completely on the top of, you know, facing him off against him on Raw and beating him down is a completely different thing to the stage and the spectacle of WrestleMania.
No.
I still, whether it'll be a good match or not, you know, quality-wise, I think at least promo style-wise, if you can call it that, there is going to be a great angle between these two, because throughout, I'm pretty sure Paul's going to be smacked. Well, both Pauls. Oh no, Phil, that is, sorry. Punk and Heyman, if Heyman is involved, of course, are going to be all over that. Expect to see Taker win now. I think if Bearer hadn't have died, they could have done the switch and completely swerved it. But
he has returned.
What, Brother Love? Shit.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get to overall scores and thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week, which is again the go home show to this year's WrestleMania. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5. John Cena's promo at the beginning of the show I thought was very good despite the fans' reaction. It's John Cena playing the crowd like he's supposed to, and getting the crowd to react to what he's saying. The 6-man tag, Big Show, Randy Orton, and Sheamus defeating 3MB, again, served the same purpose as the matchup they did with Team Road Scholars and Antonio Cesaro on Friday Night SmackDown to push Show, Orton, and Sheamus as a 6-man tag. And, of course, the Shield promo I thought was okay. Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan was a very good match, and I really hope we see a lot more out of Biggie Langston than his lame impersonation of Mark Henry. The Triple H Shawn Michaels promo I thought was very well done, especially with Paul Heyman being there to cut the heel promo on Lesnar's behalf, because Lesnar cannot talk with the shit. The Wade Barrett Zack Ryder match with The Miz on commentary, and I still say it, if Zack Ryder went over on Wade Barrett, despite how bad the Intercontinental title looks now, it would have made him look worse. Mark Henry defeating Santino Marella in that squash match was just basically a piss break, as far as I'm concerned. But Wireback's usage of Santino Marella as a weapon I thought was actually well done. The Zeb Coulter Alberto Del Rio match, why did we have to see the crutch? Apparently just want to do a follow-up to what they did on Friday Night SmackDown. That's all they wanted. But this time they wanted Jack Swagger to come out on top and not Del Rio and Ricardo. The Rock's promo I thought was very decent for once, even though it was quite repetitive of what we've seen. Chris Jericho's pyro nearly catching Fandango set on fire. That was lucky. But then again, that would probably been funny as hell to see on live TV. But the Jericho-Cesaro match, be that as well, was a great match. I think the only thing that brought it down was the post-match activity with Fandango, because we've seen it before and we've seen it again. And now you even got the crowd getting into it, saying, "You can't wrestle, you can't wrestle." And and actually, last match was actually a very decent match. The Bellas and the Funkadactyls, Naomi and Cameron, to me, actually carried that match in itself. The Bellas, even though they're supposed to be the veteran divas in the matchup, just really looked, even though they're hot, they looked really bad in the ring. That's all I'm going to say about that. And then the finale with The Undertaker and CM Punk gets a perfect 5 out of 5 for me for creativity, entertainment value. It was just very well done. And of course, the usage of Paul Heyman as Paul Bearer was indeed quite entertaining. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I'm going to start with the Shining Star, Rick Star. Rick, your overall score and thoughts on Monday Night Raw?
Well, I'm gonna say for the go home show, there was a lot of great promos, but again, WWE's been doing a lot of squash matches, and I'm hoping that now that we're finally getting to WrestleMania, we're gonna start seeing a lot of the great matches again for Raw and SmackDown. So I'm hoping, we're gonna start seeing that. So, I'm just gonna give the overall show 3.5 out of 5, and that's just for the promos. The matches themselves. They're pretty shitty. So that's my thoughts.
It kind of describes Mick 37 during this review. Mick, since you were taking a Brad Maddox, I'm going to give you a little bit more time if you wanted to talk about your final score and overall thoughts on Monday Night Raw.
Well, actually, it won't take me too long, but my overall score is 4 out of 5, just because they didn't hand Brock Lesnar a mic and make the same mistake UFC made, where all he did was leave with sound bites and his rib in the third row after his loss to Overeem.
What about your thoughts on what happened in the finale with The Undertaker and CM Punk?
That was a mix between hilarious and the most horrible thing you could ever do.
All right, cool. Any other thoughts you would like to leave?
Fandango. That is all.
And finally, here on this week's Monday Night Raw review, we go to the Studley man, Ashley. Ashley, your overall score and thoughts.
No. To be honest, for me, 4.5 out of 5, because it was much better than last week. It did the build-up that it needed to for the matches you care about. It mentioned the matches that you don't care about, and actually that they did happen, and they are happening. Hang on, is Cesaro facing anybody for the title?
Not as far as I know.
Probably Dark.
Sure.
Methinks they're going to have to add that somewhere.
Unless if they add it and mention it to Friday night on SmackDown.
Well, no, they did say though that there was some. They did say from the rumors that I heard that there would be some sort of stipulation decided during the pre-show for a match on Mania, and that would be the trend going into all the future pre-shows on YouTube, rather than just having a match.
And yeah, an interactive stipulation, I think, where the fans pick the stipulation.
I think that's where you could have Cesaro possibly defend his title. It could be against somebody. It could be a legend. I don't know. Clearly, if it's a legend, Cesaro will win anyway. But wow, just it helps if you make him look decent rather than crap. But
they've actually been making him look like shit lately, especially considering his wrestling, his ring skills. I mean, he's a decent wrestler, and they've been jobbing him lately.
I think we've found somebody for Fandango to be friends with.
And that would be?
Apparently, Pee Wee Herman is going to be at WrestleMania.
Oh, no.
Pee Wee Dango.
Oh, God.
Pee Wee ate my baby-o.
On that disgusting statement, wrong
theater.
What we want to know now, as apparently
This is CBS News.
as I lose control of the review, what we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Guys, Rick Star is over on Hardcore Wrestling Radio every Wednesday night on blogtalkradio.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And Rick, from what I understand, you have a very special show coming up Wednesday night.
Yes, this Wednesday I will have so two special guests. Anthony Bruno, who's directing the documentary Wrestling with Disaster. He will also be joined by his co-producer, Vinny the Guido. And we'll have a 2-hour special show starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And they'll be there to answer any and all of your questions about the documentary.
So be sure you guys check that out. That is blogtalkradio.com/hardcore wrestling radio, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time. Be sure you check that out. And also, don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network. So for the Illuminous one, the Shining Star Rick Star, the Studley Man Ashley, and the leader of Team Gooch, the Master of Disaster Mick 37, I'm Double B Billy Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching.
Love your ways.
Now confirmed for WrestleMania 30. Snooki versus Maria Menounos.
Do 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 do.
And
Versus
now,
the
Remember, this review was brought to you by Priceline. For traveling that, make sure you get shot.
Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Spiritual speaking. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. I'm Haley. Ring Rose. Stoke answers.
My name's Andrew Weatherall.
Spiritual speaking. Stoke answers.